Welcome to yet another Python programming video from your GK Buddy. In this video, we shall see how to write a Python program to print a Fibonacci series based on an input received from a user. This program is a solution to question number 6 in the lab exercises of chapter 3 of class 11 computer science textbook of Central Board of Secondary Education, India. Let's begin. Wikipedia says, in mathematics, the Fibonacci numbers, commonly denoted by Fn, form a sequence called Fibonacci sequence, such that each number is the sum of two preceding ones, starting from 0 and 1. The first number of the Fibonacci series is 0, the second number is 1, and from the third number onwards, each number will be the sum of the previous two numbers, which means that Fn equals Fn minus 1 plus Fn minus 2 for n greater than 1. So the sequence begins with 0 and 1. Then this one is the sum of 0 and 1. The 2 is the sum of 1 and 1, which are the two preceding terms. And 3 is the sum of 1 and 2, and so on. So in this video, we are going to see how we can create a Python program to print a Fibonacci series. Let's go to the Python code now. What you see here is the Ideally Python editor. The first statement of the program is n equals int input, enter a number. N is a variable in which the input given by the user is stored. Int means that the input given by the user will be stored as an integer, and the input function prints whatever is within the parenthesis on the screen. So the input function prints enter a number on the screen, and the input received will be in the form of a text that will be converted into integer, and it will be stored in the variable n. Now we are initializing three variables. X and Y are initialized as 0 and 1 respectively. X and Y denote the first two terms of the Fibonacci sequence. Count represents the number of terms of the Fibonacci series that have already been printed. Now, if n equals 0, n is the input given by the user. If the input given by the user is 0, print 0. 0 will be printed on the screen. Else, if the input given by the user is 1, if n equals 1, print 1. Now, if the input given by the user is greater than 1, then print x, which is the first term, which is equal to 0. Increase the count because one term has already been printed. Then print y, which is the second term of the Fibonacci series. And then the count will be increased by 1 because the second term has been printed. Sum is a variable which stores the sum of x and y. Then we get into a while loop. The while loop checks first whether the numbers printed is less than n. Supposing the user says he or she wants 5 terms of the Fibonacci series to be printed, n will be equal to 5, and we have already printed 2. So the while loop checks whether 2 is less than 5. If 2 is less than 5, then it will print sum, which is the sum of x and y, equal to 0 plus 1, which is equal to 1. And then move the value of y to x and move the value of sum to y. Add x and y and store it in sum again. Increase the count by 1. So if the input given by the user is 3 or above, first x will be printed, 0 will be printed, then y will be printed, so 1 will be printed. At this stage, the count becomes 2, and the count will be checked every time to see if it is less than the input given by the customer. If it is less than the input given by the customer, sum, which is the sum of x and y, will be printed. And we have put a comma here after the sum because we want the numbers to be printed in the same horizontal line, one after the other. In Python 3, we have to use this print command to print numbers one after the other in the same horizontal line. So after printing the sum, the value of y will be moved to x, the value of sum will be moved to y. So sum will be evaluated again based on the new x and y values. So you get a new sum here and the count will be increased by 1. Then the loop starts again, count will be checked, and the same process is repeated till the count reaches the number input by the customer. Let's see how this program works. Let's click on Run module, enter a number. Let's enter 0, see whether it works. So it returns 0. So let's look at the code. If the number entered by the customer is 0, print 0. So it works fine. Now let's run the code again. Run. So enter a number. Let's enter 1 this time. Value returned is 1. So in this program we've said if the customer enters 1, then 1 has to be returned. So this program works fine so far. Let's run the program again. Run module. Let me type the number 5 now. So I get the series 0, 1, 1, 2, 3. 5 terms as per our requirement. The first term is 0 as we know. The second term is 1 as we know. The third term should be the sum of first and second terms. That is 1. That's correct. The fourth term should be the sum of second and third terms. It is 1 plus 1 equals to 2. That is correct. Now the fifth term, 3, should be the sum of third and fourth terms. It is 1 plus 2, which is equal to 3. So we can see that the Fibonacci series is getting printed correctly and our program executes the Fibonacci series. Hope you found this video useful. If you like this video, click on the like button. If you love this video, subscribe to your GK Buddy. Thank you very much and see you again with another Python programming video next week. Have a great weekend.